The night was quiet. Only the cold wind whispered through the empty graveyard. Shadows of old tombstones stretched like dark fingers under the pale moon. Anna walked slowly, her heart heavy with pain. She clutched a small shovel in her trembling hands. Her baby, gone. She could not believe it. She could not accept it. Every step felt heavier than the last. Her mind was clouded with grief. She stopped in front of a small, fresh mound of dirt. Her tears fell onto the earth as she sank to her knees. She began to dig. The soil was soft and damp. Every shovelful of dirt made her hands ache, but she could not stop. Not yet. Not until she had done this last, terrible act. The graveyard was silent, but Anna felt as if the world itself was watching her. She whispered to the empty air, "I'm so sorry. I love you." Her words were lost in the wind, but her sorrow was real. Every strike of the shovel echoed in the night, a sound of despair that no one should ever hear. She did not see the small light flickering behind the trees. A figure moved silently, careful not to be noticed. Someone was watching her, someone who wanted to help, but she could not know that yet. Her mind was full of pain, and her eyes only saw the hole she was digging. Minutes passed. The ground gave way more easily than she expected. Her arms burned, her back ached, but grief gave her strength. Each shovelful of earth felt like a small piece of her heart leaving her body. She did not hear the soft steps behind her. She did not feel the presence that hovered near her. Suddenly, a sound made her freeze. A faint rustle behind a tombstone. Anna turned quickly, eyes wide with fear. Her heart pounded. Was it a thief? A wild animal? Or someone else? The shadow moved again. She swallowed her fear, gripping the shovel tighter. "Who's there?" she whispered, voice shaking. Silence. Then, nothing. Just the wind again. Anna shook her head. She had to finish. She had no choice. As she dug, memories of her baby flooded her mind. The first smile, the tiny hands, the soft cries. Everything she loved now seemed lost. She hit the earth harder, as if striking at the pain itself. But deep inside, something told her she was not alone. Something she could not see was moving closer. A soft light appeared suddenly, almost like a star fallen to the ground. It flickered and danced near the grave. Anna thought her eyes were deceiving her. But the light stayed. It moved closer, closer to the hole she had dug. Her breath caught in her throat. Could it be? The wind carried a soft voice, barely audible. Anna. The voice was calm, kind, human. But who could be here at this hour? She looked around desperately, seeing no one. The light moved, shining down into the grave, where her baby lay. Her heart skipped a beat. Anna dropped the shovel. Fear and hope battled inside her. Could it be? No, it was impossible. And yet, something told her to look closer. She leaned over the grave, her eyes wide. The light glowed brighter, and in that moment, she felt it, a movement, faint but real. Her baby was moving. A small hand pushed through the soil. Anna gasped, falling to her knees. No, no, this can't be. Her tears fell again, this time mixed with hope. A soft, steady hand grabbed the tiny fingers. Someone had been there all along. Someone had been saving her baby while she dug the grave. She looked up, but the figure was still hidden in the shadows. Only the soft glow remained. Her heart raced. Who was it? Why did they help? And most importantly, was it too late? Anna's grief and fear mixed with a strange new feeling, hope. A glimmer of light in the dark night, a promise that her story was not over yet. She would survive this night. And somehow, she would find out who had saved her baby. The wind whispered again, colder now. The shadows seemed longer. But the first spark of courage had ignited inside Anna. She would not give up. Not now. Not ever. Anna could not believe her eyes. Her baby's tiny hand moved in the soil, but the figure that had saved it was still hidden. Her mind raced with questions. Who was this person? Why were they here? And most importantly, would they reveal themselves? The graveyard was quiet again, but every sound seemed louder now. The crunch of leaves, the distant owl, even the soft rustle of the wind made her heart pound. She leaned closer to the grave, carefully lifting the baby from the soil. The little one cried weakly, shivering in her arms. Anna rocked the baby gently, whispering, "You're safe now." Then, she felt it, a presence behind her. Not threatening, but strong, patient, deliberate. She turned slowly, eyes wide, but saw only shadows dancing in the moonlight. The air felt heavy, as if something larger than life was nearby. A soft voice came from the darkness. "You are not alone." Anna froze. Her voice trembled. Who are you?" No answer came, only silence. Then, the shadows shifted, revealing a figure just at the edge of the light. A human shape, tall and calm, with eyes that seemed to shine like stars. Anna wanted to step back, but her feet felt rooted to the ground. The figure moved closer, and for the first time, she saw the faint glow of something unusual, something not entirely human. Her baby whimpered, and the figure knelt down slightly, keeping a respectful distance. "Your child is safe," the voice said again. It was steady, confident, yet kind. "I arrived in time, but it was close." Anna's hands shook. How did you know?" The figure did not answer directly. Instead, it extended a small device, glowing softly, hovering over the grave. Tiny particles of light floated upward, revealing the faint outline of tunnels beneath the ground. Anna gasped. Someone, or something, had been beneath the soil all along, moving silently to protect her child. The stranger's voice continued, calm and firm. "Danger comes in forms you cannot see. Humans sometimes underestimate what lurks in the shadows. I am here to help. But you must trust me." Anna's mind was a storm. Could she trust this mysterious savior? Her grief and fear battled with the spark of hope she felt. She looked down at her baby, alive, warm, breathing, and knew one thing: she had no choice. She had to follow, to understand, to survive. Without warning, the figure began to move, gliding across the ground with almost unnatural speed. Anna grabbed the baby, following closely, her heart racing. The graveyard shifted in ways that seemed impossible. Paths that had been empty moments ago now twisted into narrow corridors, illuminated by the faint glow of the figure. Where are we going?" Anna whispered. "To safety," the figure replied, voice steady but unreadable. "And to answers. Not everything is as it seems tonight." Suddenly, a noise erupted behind them. The wind carried a low, rumbling growl. Shadows moved with speed and purpose. Anna froze. Her baby cried louder. The figure turned, a faint shimmer of light forming around them, shielding Anna and the child. The danger was close. Too close. The stranger's voice was calm, commanding. "Do not look back. Keep moving. The shadows are alive, and they hunger." Anna ran, clutching her baby, heart pounding with fear and adrenaline. Every step brought her deeper into the graveyard, but the paths seemed endless, twisting like a living maze. She realized that the world around her had changed. What had seemed normal moments ago now felt alien, as if the very ground had a life of its own. She glanced at the stranger. For the first time, she noticed details that made her catch her breath. The figure's eyes glowed faintly, almost unnaturally. Their movements were silent, perfect, deliberate. This was no ordinary human, yet the presence was comforting, protective. "We are close," the figure said. "But the hardest part is ahead." Anna tightened her grip on the baby, fear and hope mingling in her chest. She did not know what awaited them, but she understood one truth: tonight, nothing would ever be the same again. The shadows were not just around them, they were alive, and someone, or something, was guiding her through them. And in the silence that followed, Anna realized the story of her child's survival was only just beginning. Anna's heart raced as she followed the glowing figure deeper into the graveyard. The paths twisted unnaturally, and the moonlight seemed to bend around them. Every shadow was alive, stretching and writhing as if they were hunting. Her baby clutched tightly against her chest, crying softly, but Anna could not stop now. She had to survive. She had to know the truth. The stranger moved with an elegance she could not understand, almost floating rather than walking. Their eyes glowed faintly, lighting the way, cutting through the dark like a beacon. "Stay close," the figure whispered. "The shadows are drawn to fear. If you let panic take over, they will strike." Anna's mind spun. Fear? The shadows, hunger? She shivered and glanced behind her. Shapes loomed in the darkness, moving with unnatural speed. Something whispered in the wind, soft, unintelligible, but full of menace. The air grew colder. Her skin tingled. This was no ordinary night, no ordinary graveyard. Suddenly, the ground beneath them trembled. Small stones shifted, and the shadows seemed to grow larger, taller, stronger. A low growl reverberated through the air. Anna's knees felt weak, but the figure reached back and gestured for her to follow. Their presence was calm, unshakable, a shield against the fear pressing in from every side. The path opened into a clearing unlike any graveyard Anna had ever seen. Stones hovered mid-air, forming strange arches. The trees twisted into impossible shapes, their roots crawling like snakes. The air shimmered faintly, as if reality itself was bending. Anna took a step back. "What is this place?" she whispered. "It is a place where the hidden and the lost meet," the figure said, voice calm but powerful. "Not all dangers are visible. And not all rescuers are human." Anna's mind whirled. She looked down at her baby, who had stopped crying, sensing the strange energy around them. She realized that someone, or something, was guiding them. But the shadows in the distance were relentless, circling like predators. Every flicker of movement made her heart pound. Suddenly, one shadow leapt forward, fast, almost liquid in its motion. Anna froze. The figure raised a hand, and a protective barrier of soft light expanded, pushing the shadow back with a force Anna could feel even from her place behind it. She gasped. This was not just a human, this was something extraordinary, something beyond comprehension. "We cannot linger," the figure said. "They are drawn to pain. They are drawn to sorrow. You must move forward." Anna nodded, clutching her baby tighter. Her fear mixed with awe. Who, or what, was this stranger? And why had they chosen her baby to save? She followed closely as the figure led her through the maze of twisted paths, each turn more surreal than the last. The shadows shifted again, faster now, as if they knew the figure could protect Anna for only so long. The growls grew louder, and whispers echoed in a language Anna could not understand, yet somehow felt in her bones. The air itself seemed alive, pressing against her, testing her resolve. Finally, they reached a stone bridge stretching over an endless void of darkness. Below, faint red lights glowed like eyes. The figure paused. "This is the final threshold," they said. "Beyond this, you must face what you fear the most, or lose everything." Anna's grip on the baby tightened. Her legs trembled. She glanced at the glowing figure, who stood like a sentinel at the bridge. I don't know if I can," she whispered. The figure's eyes met hers, calm and unwavering. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is moving forward even when fear is strongest. You can do this. Your child depends on it. Humanity depends on it. Anna swallowed hard. She realized that this was more than just survival. Something bigger was at stake. Not just her baby's life, but perhaps something far beyond her understanding. And even though terror clawed at her chest, she took a deep breath and stepped onto the bridge. The shadows surged from the void below, but the light around the figure flared brighter, shielding them both. Anna's heart pounded. Every step felt heavier than the last, but she moved forward, driven by instinct, love, and an unexplainable strength rising inside her. Behind them, the shadows roared, but ahead, a faint glow promised answers, hope, and survival. Anna realized, for the first time, that her journey was not only about her baby. It was about something much larger, something that would change everything she thought she knew about the world, about humans, and about courage itself. And as the bridge swayed over the abyss, with shadows closing in from all sides, Anna understood one undeniable truth: the night was far from over, and the real battle had just begun. Anna's footsteps trembled on the narrow stone bridge. Below, the abyss stretched endlessly, glowing faintly red like molten fire. The shadows that pursued them were relentless, writhing and clawing at the edges of the bridge. Each second felt heavier, the air thick with tension, as if the night itself were holding its breath. The glowing figure walked steadily ahead, guiding her with calm precision. Their eyes shone brighter now, casting light that pushed back the encroaching darkness. Anna clutched her baby tightly, her heart pounding not just from fear, but from the realization that something far greater than herself was unfolding. Suddenly, the bridge shifted. Stones moved beneath her feet as if alive. Anna gasped, almost losing her balance. "It's moving, it's alive," she whispered. The figure did not stop. "It is testing you," they said. "This place is ancient. It is older than humans. It senses weakness, fear, and hesitation." The shadows surged upward from the abyss below, stretching long arms like black rivers. Anna felt the cold air brush her face, whispering threats she could not fully understand. Her baby whimpered. She looked down. One shadow was creeping toward the infant, faster than she could react. Instinct took over. Anna swung her arms, trying to push the darkness away. But the figure raised a hand, and a barrier of glowing light flared outward, stopping the shadows midair. The force pushed them back into the abyss with a chilling hiss. Anna realized the figure was not merely human. Their power was beyond comprehension. And yet, the stranger spoke softly, almost humbly, "You must trust me completely. One step of doubt, and they will consume what you cherish most." Anna swallowed hard. She nodded, gripping her baby even tighter. Fear was still inside her, but a new feeling surged: determination. She could not fail. Not now. Not after everything. The bridge widened slightly, leading to a massive archway carved from black stone. Symbols glowed faintly along its surface, pulsing like the heartbeat of the night itself. "This is the gateway," the figure said. "Through here lies truth. Through here lies the answer to why your child was chosen, and why the shadows hunt us." Anna stepped forward, trembling. The symbols flickered, reacting to her presence, as if recognizing her fear and hope simultaneously. The air thickened, charged with energy that made her skin tingle. She realized she was standing at the threshold of something ancient, something powerful, and terrifying. A whisper echoed, low and urgent. "You cannot turn back." Anna's voice trembled. "Who are you? What is this place?" The figure finally turned fully toward her. For the first time, Anna saw the full details. Their eyes glowed like twin stars, and faint patterns of light danced across their skin. "I am a guardian," the figure said. "Sent to protect humans when the darkness grows too strong. You are part of a story much larger than your own grief. Anna's mind reeled. Me? Why me? The figure's gaze softened. Because love is the strongest force. Courage is rare. And your child carries the spark of hope that the shadows seek to destroy. The shadows surged once more furious than ever. The bridge shook violently. Anna almost fell, but the figure reached for her, pulling her safely back. The abyss roared, and whispers filled the air. Secrets long buried were awakening. Anna clutched her baby, realizing that everything she thought she knew about the world was wrong. Humans were fragile, but sometimes, fragile beings carried the power to change fate itself. She felt something stirring within her, a courage, a strength, a determination she had never known. The figure moved ahead, guiding her through the archway. Beyond it, faint light spilled into a chamber carved from the heart of the earth. Walls were etched with glowing symbols, showing images she could not fully understand: battles, heroes, humans standing against impossible odds, strange creatures lurking in the shadows, and a tiny human infant bathed in light. Anna's breath caught. Her baby stirred in her arms, looking up at her with wide, innocent eyes. The figure knelt beside her. "This is the origin," they said. "The place where hope is born, and where courage is tested. You have come this far, but the true challenge begins here." Anna looked at the shadows, writhing at the edges of the chamber, and felt her pulse quicken. Every instinct screamed danger. Every part of her wanted to flee. But she could not. She had to fight. She had to survive. And she had to understand the mystery that had led her here. The figure placed a glowing hand over the infant. "The light within your child, it is the key. If you protect it, if you trust it, you can defeat the darkness. But if fear takes over, everything is lost." Anna swallowed hard, determination and terror warring inside her. She realized that her journey was no longer just about survival. It was about destiny, about courage, and about a fight that spanned far beyond the graveyard, beyond the shadows, beyond even her understanding. And as the shadows lunged one final time, reaching for the light, Anna held her baby close, took a deep breath, and prepared to face the impossible. Anna's breath came in short, sharp gasps. The chamber around her pulsed with a strange, almost alive energy. Shadows writhed along the edges, their forms flickering like smoke, hungry and impatient. Every instinct in her screamed to run, yet the glowing figure stood calmly before her, guiding her forward. "This is the trial," the figure said, voice steady, echoing in the chamber. "You must face the darkness within yourself, and within the world. Only then will your child, and the hope it carries, be safe." Anna's heart thudded violently. Trial? Darkness within herself? She looked down at her baby, fragile and innocent. How could she fight something she could not see? How could she fight a force that seemed unstoppable? The shadows surged suddenly, faster and stronger than before. They twisted into shapes that resembled faces, whispering fears, failures, and regrets. Anna saw flashes of her past, moments of weakness, moments she wished she could erase. They reached out with tendrils of darkness, coiling toward her like living chains. "Do not give them your fear," the figure instructed. "Your mind is their gateway. Control it, or lose everything." Anna shook violently, tears streaming down her face. She felt the shadows press against her soul, whispering, tempting her to surrender. Her body wanted to collapse, but she held her baby tighter, feeling a warmth radiating from the child, a small spark of light against the encroaching darkness. She remembered the night she dug the grave, the despair that had weighed on her. And yet, here she was, still alive, still fighting. The thought gave her strength. She took a deep breath and whispered, "I will not let you take my child. I will not let fear rule me." The shadows recoiled slightly, sensing her defiance. The chamber trembled. The ground cracked beneath her feet. And then, from the abyss, a massive shadow surged forward, towering over Anna like a storm made of smoke and rage. Its eyes glowed red, burning with hunger. The figure stepped forward, hand raised, a brilliant barrier of light forming between them. Now, the figure said, voice commanding. Focus. Protect the light within your child. Anna closed her eyes and felt the warmth of her baby. The light seemed to grow, expanding outward, pushing back the darkness. It was a strange, pure power, something raw and human, something beyond the reach of ordinary fear. The shadows hissed and recoiled, but they were relentless. She realized then what the figure had meant. The trial was not just about the shadows, they were tests of her own courage, of her own will. Every whisper of fear, every face of doubt, every memory of despair was part of the challenge. If she gave in, the shadows would consume her child. Anna's resolve hardened. She stepped forward, holding her baby high, letting the light radiate from it. The massive shadow lunged, but the glow expanded, and for a moment, the darkness froze, powerless against the human spark. The figure moved closer, guiding her. You can do this. Humans are stronger than they believe. Fear is their only prison. Break it. Anna took a deep breath, feeling the power of love, courage, and hope surge through her veins. She whispered, I am not afraid. I will protect you. The light erupted, blinding and pure, pushing the shadows back toward the abyss. The chamber shook violently, and cracks appeared in the walls, releasing faint glimmers of other lights, like stars awakening from slumber. The massive shadow let out a final, deafening roar and collapsed into the void, leaving only faint wisps behind. Anna staggered, holding her baby, her chest heaving. She looked at the figure, who nodded solemnly. You have passed the trial, the figure said. Not because of strength, not because of power, but because of courage, love, and unwavering hope. Humans, even fragile ones, carry light that darkness can never fully extinguish. Anna sank to her knees, relief and exhaustion flooding her. She cradled her baby, feeling the warmth, the heartbeat, the tiny pulse of life that had been nearly stolen. She realized the journey had changed her. She was no longer just a grieving mother, she was a survivor, a protector, and a witness to something beyond comprehension. The shadows retreated, dissolving into nothingness, leaving the chamber bathed in soft, calming light. The figure placed a hand gently on her shoulder. This is only the beginning. The darkness is not gone, but humans can rise to face it. Anna nodded slowly, still trembling, still holding her baby. Hope, fragile but unyielding, had returned. And though the trial had tested every ounce of her courage, she knew one truth with certainty: humans, even the weakest and most vulnerable, could fight impossible odds, and sometimes, that was enough to change the world. The chamber was silent, yet the air vibrated with a tension Anna could feel in her bones. Her baby slept peacefully in her arms, unaware of the darkness that still lingered beyond the glowing walls. Anna thought the trial was over, that the shadows had retreated, but a faint whisper curled through the air, chilling her to the bone. You think it's finished? The voice hissed, soft and cruel. From the far corner of the chamber, darkness surged. It moved like liquid, faster than anything Anna had seen, folding and twisting upon itself. The shadows were not defeated, they were gathering strength, smarter, sharper, hungrier. Anna's heart pounded. She clutched her baby tighter. No, not again, she whispered. Fear clawed at her, but the memory of the trial and her courage from before burned bright. She would not let them take her child. Not now. Not ever. The glowing figure stepped forward, eyes blazing with light. This is their last attempt, they said. They will strike at your mind, your spirit, everything you hold dear. You must stay strong. Remember, the light is not just in your child. It is in you. Anna nodded, trembling. She felt something rise inside her, a quiet strength, born from every fear she had faced and every trial she had endured. The shadows hissed and lunged, taking shape into monstrous forms that seemed almost human, twisted by malice. They circled her, testing, probing, whispering threats. One shadow, larger than the rest, leapt at her. Its claws of darkness reached for her, seeking to tear hope from her heart. Anna felt panic, but she remembered the glow from her child, the warmth in her arms, the courage that had carried her this far. She pushed forward, letting the light radiate. The massive shadow recoiled, screeching. Sparks of pure energy burst from Anna, something primal, something deeply human. The figure beside her raised a hand, amplifying the glow, creating a dome of protection that pushed back the shadows. But still, they pressed, relentless, shaping and reshaping, attacking her mind with visions of failure, despair, and loss. Anna's vision blurred. She saw herself dropping her baby, letting the shadows win. She saw the grave she had dug, the despair, the hopelessness, the nights she had cried alone. Her knees shook. The shadows hissed in triumph. "No!" Anna screamed, forcing herself to focus. "I will not let you take her." She felt a surge of power, raw and terrifying, rising from her heart. Her child stirred in her arms, tiny fingers gripping hers. The light expanded, more brilliant, more alive than ever before. The shadows shrieked and recoiled, unable to penetrate the pure human force emanating from Anna and her child. It was not just courage, it was love, hope, determination, and the unyielding will to survive. Every trial, every fear, every loss had prepared her for this moment. She was not weak. She was stronger than the darkness could ever comprehend. The largest shadow, hissing and twisting, lunged one final time. Anna stood firm, raising her baby high. The light erupted in a blinding wave, filling the chamber, melting shadows into nothingness. The whispers stopped. The growls ceased. Silence followed, deep and absolute, as if the night itself had exhaled. Anna sank to her knees, exhausted but alive. Her baby slept peacefully, safe in her arms. The figure approached, kneeling beside her. "You have done more than survive," they said, voice calm, proud, and resonant. "You have proven that humans, even fragile and small, carry the strength to face impossible darkness. You are the spark that cannot be extinguished." Anna looked at the figure, tears streaming down her face. I couldn't have done it without you." The figure shook their head. "No. You did this. I only guided." Humans have a power that even shadows cannot touch: love, hope, and the courage to rise when all seems lost. Remember that. The chamber's light softened, casting a serene glow. The shadows were gone. The darkness had been defeated. And though Anna's arms ached and her heart still raced, she felt something new, a sense of purpose, a knowledge that she and her child were part of something larger. Something extraordinary. Anna looked down at her baby and whispered, "We survived, and we'll keep fighting." She realized that even ordinary humans, when pushed to their limits, could achieve greatness. That even in despair, hope could shine brighter than any darkness. The figure stood, their glow fading gently into the walls of the chamber. "The journey is not over," they said softly, "but you have passed the greatest test. Trust in yourself, and the light will guide you always." Anna nodded, feeling the warmth of the glow linger around her. She hugged her baby close, the two of them united in a bond stronger than fear, stronger than darkness. And as they stepped forward from the chamber, Anna knew this was only the beginning, a beginning that would shape not just their fate, but the fate of the world itself. The chamber was silent, bathed in a soft, golden glow. Anna held her baby close, feeling the warmth radiate from the child, a small, fragile life that had become the key to survival, hope, and courage. The shadows had been defeated, but Anna knew the night was never truly over. Darkness always lingered at the edges, waiting for weakness. The figure stepped forward, now fully revealed in the light. Their eyes shone like stars, and the faint glow covering their body pulsed rhythmically, as if alive. "This is your final challenge," the figure said. "Not against shadows outside, but the shadows that still hide within. Doubt. Fear. Anger. Only when you face them will the path forward be clear." Anna's heart raced. She thought of every trial, the grave she had dug, the shadows that had hunted her, the endless abyss, the trial of courage, and the relentless attacks on her mind. She had faced despair, yet she had not broken. Could she face what lay within herself? The figure gestured toward a vast mirror-like surface that stretched across the chamber floor. Anna looked down and gasped. Reflected in it were not just her physical self, but every fear, every failure, every moment of doubt she had ever carried. Shadows writhed inside the reflection, twisting her memories into shapes of fear and guilt. "You must confront them," the figure said. "Acknowledge the pain, the doubt, and the fear, but do not surrender to them. That is the true power of humanity. You are not defined by your weakness, but by the courage to rise beyond it." Anna swallowed hard, tears stinging her eyes. She looked at her baby, innocent and warm, and felt a surge of love that made her heart burn with strength. "I will not let you down," she whispered. She stepped forward onto the reflective surface, and immediately, the shadows in the mirror lunged at her. Dark tendrils wrapped around her legs, arms, and heart, whispering despair. "You are weak. You cannot protect her. You will fail." Anna fought back, her voice strong. "No. I am not weak. I am stronger than fear. I am a mother. I am human. And I will protect my child." The words seemed to ignite something within her. Light erupted from her chest, pure and golden, spreading through the chamber. The shadows screamed, writhing violently, but could not penetrate the human light. Anna realized the truth: the light had always been within her. It was courage, love, hope, and the will to rise against impossible odds, the essence of humanity itself. The figure smiled, a rare expression of pride. "Now you see," they said, "humans are not weak. Humans carry a spark that darkness cannot ever destroy. And sometimes, that spark is enough to change everything." The shadows in the mirror writhed one last time before shattering into millions of fragments, dissolving into nothing. The chamber shook gently, the oppressive air replaced with calm, radiant energy. Anna stood tall, holding her baby high, victorious not only against external threats but against the internal darkness that had haunted her. Suddenly, the chamber walls pulsed with light, revealing doors and paths she had never seen before. They led to the open sky, to dawn breaking over the horizon, golden and serene. Anna realized the trials had been preparing her for something greater, a new beginning, not just for her, but for humanity. The figure turned to her one last time. "Go forward," they said. "Protect the light and teach others that courage, love, and hope are weapons stronger than any darkness. You are the beginning of something greater, a dawn where humans rise beyond fear." Anna stepped through the doorway, her baby safe in her arms. The first rays of sunlight touched her face, warming her after the long, cold night. She felt a deep sense of purpose. Every trial, every fear, every shadow had led to this moment. She understood that the true power of humans was not strength alone, it was their spirit, their will to fight, and their capacity to love fiercely. As the sun rose higher, Anna glanced back at the glowing figure, who faded into the light, leaving her alone but empowered. She whispered softly, "We survived, and now, we will rise." The world beyond the graveyard was vast, full of challenges and unknown dangers. But Anna was no longer afraid. She had faced death, darkness, despair, and doubt, and had emerged stronger, carrying a spark that no shadow could extinguish. Her baby stirred, eyes wide, innocent and full of life. And Anna knew, without a doubt, that together they could face anything. The dawn of a new day began, not just for Anna and her child, but for humanity itself. A light born of courage, hope, and unbreakable love had risen, and nothing could ever dim it again.